Hey guys, welcome back to the Alpha Strike for the set review of the Wonder Woman Gravity Feed set. We are doing the whole set, the whole hobby set. The turret exclusive set has not been released yet. It should be, but I have not seen any on the open market. So let's dig right into this. So number one, Wonder Woman, Amazon, Justice League, and Warrior keywords. Real name, Dana Prince. Prime candidate for the Wonder Woman ID card that is sticking around for a while.
Oh man, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So all the Amazons have this trait called Amazon Sisterhood. I'll cover it once for this video. Wonder Woman can use super senses, traded. For all characters with this trait, when a friendly character with the Amazon keyword attacks an opposing character and actions resolve, you may give that character an Amazonian token. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot right now, but we'll get to those later, what they do. But this works for any Amazons. What this trait is going to say, if you have multiple of the ones from this set, they only trigger once per action for attacks. So keep that in mind, guys. Her defense power that she gets for the first 3 clicks of that dial with that 18 defense she's got there is Wonder Woman can use toughness. Friendly characters within 1 square that have an Amazonian token can use shape change. When they do and succeed, remove an Amazonian token from that character. Now, nothing's keeping them from getting multiple tokens, so they can build them up and use shape changes when she wants. Now, she is friendly to herself within 1 square, so she can get shape change from her own Amazon tokens.
For 70 points? Jeez.
Yes. She does have flight and indomitable and JLA team ability, so she is moving around cost-free of your actions, which is kind of nice. Starts off with flurry. Blades, 11 attack, 18 defense with that toughness, and 3 damage right off the bat. This is an awesome call-in if you have that 70-point character or more who's just sitting there saying, you know, I don't think I can do as much damage as somebody else could right now. Call her in. Blades, flurry, go nuts on something. And then if you're just playing her as dial, she goes down into sidestep and then charge with never less than a 17 defense, has 18 with close combat expert. This dial is just amazing for a Wonder Woman. Like, we haven't had a good budget Wonder Woman in a long time. And it's kind of nice to have this one from the set. I play her on my teams.
So a lot of objections I hear about figures like this one right from the beginning is that they don't have a top-loaded move and attack power, but she does have that flurry, and she does have indom, so you're looking to run her in there and base somebody and survive an attack with an 18 defense. Also, pairing her with TK, you're pretty much looking at an 8 movement charge with flurry and blades. So, you know, at 70 points, we're really looking at building more team synergies rather than having everything included in one figure.
Yeah, think of your team as a kit. You know, everyone needs something. TK these Amazonians around. Carry them in with symbols who flies. Now, sure, she flies, but, you know, TKs or giants are an option, always.
All right. Up next, Starfire. Number 2, Teen Titans Cosmic Warrior. Real name, Coriander. Right off the bat, I'm looking at improved targeting, ignore character bases, so she can hide behind people like Wonder Woman and shoot other people. She does have the trait Titans Together. If another friendly character healed with the Titans team ability, which is similar to the X-Men team ability, power action, heal that character 1 click, roll d6. If you roll less than a 5 or 6, you take 1 on whittle damage. You then modify Starfire's attack value by +1 this turn. So if somebody else on the board heals with the Teen Titans team ability, she gets +1 to her attack value.
Yes.
So she can be a really great secondary wave, or even if somebody shot her and then somebody heals her, then she gets that +1 to attack. Well, no, because it says another friendly character healed this turn. So somebody else would have to heal. You can't heal her up and have her get that +1.
Yes.
All right. Defense power that she's got for her whole dial, energy shield deflection, and toughness. Starts with running shot, energy explosion, 8 range, and 2 bolts. Goodness. It's been a long time since we've seen a good solid 8 range on a 75-point figure, to my recollection. I mean, this is a long range piece nowadays.
I mean, doesn't the OP kit one have the same range? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Coriander.
Way back in the day, though. I mean,
yeah.
Didn't she recently retire?
No, wait, no, she's good.
No, she's still good?
She's still good.
Well, still, for 75 points, she was 100, but she also has
100.
outsiders.
Yeah.
But with the way that energy explosion is going now, being able to target 2 people, do 2 damage to each of them, and then energy explode off 2 damage to each of them from there.
Yes.
Wow. and having that running shot on my belt, and then going down. I really wish they gave her sidestep late dial with that range combat expert. That way I could be, move around as a turret with that 8 range and just blowing things up. And, no stealth, but I mean, come on, she's Starfire. She's on fire. I don't see her hiding in the shadows very well. But she does have that energy shield deflection and toughness keeping her alive. And you can't hide behind other people. She's going to see right through them. I think for 75 points, you guys know that is one of my favorite point values on a figure, 75. This is definitely a figure to get.
All right, next. And I think this character right here before I begin really completes the Amazonian team in some point in her dial. Queen Hippolyta. She has Amazon, Ruler, and Warrior. Number 3 in the set. She has the Amazon Sisterhood trait, so we know what that does. Super senses and Amazonian tokens are given out. And then she has a defense power on the last 4 clicks of her dial called Shield Wall. Queen Hippolyta can use Toughness. Friendly characters within 1 square that have an Amazonian token can use Empower. When they do, and the attacker hits, remove the Amazonian token from the card. I like how all these little bonus effects are all reliant on either hitting or being used with effectiveness like that. So that means like, oh, I use shape change, I missed, it comes off anyways. That would have felt wasted. I like that it has to actually succeed for it to come off. Her damage power with the first 4 clicks, and this is great because on her 85 points she has this for all 3, and then on her 60 points she has it for the first one. Check this out. Queen Hippolyta can use leadership. When she does and succeeds, instead of removing an action token, you may add an Amazonian token to all other friendly characters with the Amazon keyword.
Derp! What?
Yeah! You're like, I'm running an Amazonian team, Queen Hippolyta. I'm going to leadership my first turn. Oh, look at that. Succeed on a 5 or 6. They all get Amazonian tokens to start off with.
60 points with a bunch of 15-point Amazons. Yeah, everybody has Amazon tokens.
Yep. At both point values. For that reason alone, I definitely find you should find room for her on your team for that just alone.
And that would apply to any older Wonder Woman
Yes.
that's still legal that, or I should say modern, that has Amazon keyword.
Yes.
Artemis, even, from Superman and Wonder Woman.
Don't tell Colin.
He told me.
Oh, did he tell you that? I forgot that. But yeah, so aside from that, look at her dial. Pretty standard. She does have charge, 8 speed, 10 blades with 2 damage, 18 ESD. So she can move the board, sit in some hindering or behind it, and get that really high defense, and then come in later if she wants to. Moves down into flurry, more charge, sidestep, and then she's stationary. At that point, she should be in the fight with her close combat expert, just beating someone down. So overall, great figure. If you're playing Amazons, it's a must-have.
Now, one thing to remember with these characters that have 0 range, that don't have a move and attack power like charge starting off, with the new rules, they can pick up light objects. You can give yourself a 6 range with 2 damage as a backup. So keep that in mind. With these figures you're looking at, that they're close combat and not a lot of move and attack, you can still defend yourself with 6 range by giving them an object,
Correct.
A light object, to increase your kill box, waiting for them to move up. Up next, Cheetah, number 4, Legion of Doom, Society Animal Scientist. Real name, Barbara Ann Minerva. Barbara Ann.
Nice.
I could bust out in the song right now, but I won't. Special movement power, first 2 clicks. Cheetah can use charge and ignore hindering. When she's outdoors, she can use stealth.
Nice.
So, you can get that theme team with animal or scientist. I haven't seen a whole lot of Legion of Doom or Society that I think I would pair her with. But if you get that map roll, you can make sure you're outside with a lot of hindering terrain and just move around with that charge and keep her hidden. And you just take advantage of that charge blades, super senses, and battle fury. So she's not throwing rocks at anybody, but you can definitely get up in somebody's face and mess them up a good deal and have that super senses roll out. For 50 points, highly economical. I know this is one that everybody's looking at because the alternate version, which Eric will cover here in a minute, is not as effective top dial as this one is.
But we'll get to that soon. Alright, number 5, we have The Flash. Keystone City, Teen Titans, Speedster. I love they're keeping the Speedster keyword alive. Real name, Wally West. He has a Titans Together trait. Mike covered that. He has a special speed power for his whole dial and a special damage power for the first 2 clicks of his dial. So the first one's called The Speed Force Strengthens Me. The Flash can use hypersonic speed. When he does, he can use Steel Energy and modifies his speed value by +2. So taking it up from a 9 to an 11 at the very least. Doesn't have sidestep. I thought he did for some reason, but there are ways to give him said sidestep, I suppose.
I just want to make quick mention. I noticed that the name on the card says The Flash, and the name on the dial says Flash. And this does coincide with a ruling through the WizKids Info Network or on the rules forum that states when it has the in front of their name, you can treat it as if it does not exist.
Especially for ID cards and stuff like that.
Exactly. So just wanted to call that out because it's like, wait, card says The Flash, the dial says Flash. So
I did not notice that. Good eye. Alright, so with that, he also has this cool damage power called Velocity Impact. When the Flash uses hypersonic speed, increase his damage value by +1. This action for every 5 different squares he's moved through this turn. So, basically, with this, they're trying to make you go your entire speed value of 11, hit somebody with that 10 attack steal energy for 4 damage if you moved 10 squares. Mike and I were kind of trying to talk about how to get this guy up to a 15 speed to get that 5 damage. Turns out, even with sidestep and enough modifiers, you couldn't quite get there. But if you want to delve into some other sets, you could activate a friendly mind control through Doc Samson from Civil War, move him up some squares, and then have him do his action.
because you'll notice the wording on the card specifically states the number of individual different squares he moved through this turn, not this action. So if you've had a move with other movement actions, such as being friendly mind controlled, you count those squares when he goes to use that hypersonic speed.
Yeah, but we were thinking like the Flash ID card gave him +3, we gotta get +2 from his own power and sidestep, but it's just not.
Now, that's how we're reading that. I'm going to wager that there's going to be a rat on that comes back or clarification that that was not what was intended when they say when he uses hypersonic speed this turn, meaning during that hypersonic movement. But also keep in mind, they're not requiring you move in a direct path. So he can run around in a circle or run around in a spiral, again, going through different squares, and then hit somebody.
As long as you go out like that kind of a thing.
Or you can do a zigzag, do the serpentine.
Very good. Aside from that, his values are pretty respectable for 60 points. It's at Teen Titans TA. 10 attacks, then 9s with, I think that's Quake on the end there. Yes.
Yeah, that's Quake.
With reflexes 18, 17, and close combat expert, so he becomes more of I'm going to stick here and bop, stick here, bop. But that top down 19, 18, he's going to keep coming back. And, ooh, quick steal energy. He does have that.
Yep.
But only when he uses hypersonic, though. Yes. He has that the whole dial.
Well, no Quake steal energy there because you can't
there.
hyper and Quake, but it's
Pretty
good
cool
thinking.
piece.
Good thinking. All right, up next, Amazon number 6, Amazon Warrior, real name various. So this is a generic figure. They have the Amazon Sisterhood, which we have covered. Born to be a warrior, they can use combat reflexes. This is the defensive power they have on the first click of their higher point value 30 and their lower click point value 15 on the first click. So every other click, they can use combat reflexes. Friendly characters within 1 square that have an Amazonian token can use Flurry, and when they do hit at least once, remove the Amazonian token from their card. So, I mean, if you miss both Flurry hits, you don't lose the token. So, I mean, that's totally worth it. Got that charge Flurry if you've got tokens, running them with the Queen, getting shape change from Wonder Woman, getting willpower from Donna Troy.
Donna
later.
Troy and Empower from
Hippolyta later. I have to say, as much as I have totally opposed generics in the past, they're working really hard to impress me with these generics they've been putting out lately. And I will say, they are succeeding.
Are the values good enough for you?
They are. I mean, 10 attack, top dial. I really can't ask for anything more when it comes to a generic figure. And you gave them top loaded charge with the possibility of gaining Flurry. And you gave them a really great defensive powers because of combat reflexes up close.
They are meant to get in the fight.
With that Flurry. And then they go to just regular combat reflexes on every other click. For 30 points, definitely sacrificable. I'll throw them out there.
Okay. So next up, we have another Cheetah. This one has the animal mystical keywords. Real name is unknown. So this is the unknown Cheetah. She has Amazonian hatred as her trait. Cheetah can use exploit weakness, but only target characters with the Amazon keyword. And then she has a speed power for the first 3 clicks of her 5-click dial for 40 points called Jungle Creature. Cheetah can use Charge and Leap Climb. This could have been the earlier Cheetah, the unknown one from the jungle. I'm not 100% sure which I knew more. But if you look at her dial here, it's a little, I don't know, best word to say it. The values aren't what you expect from a character like this, I guess. You start with the 8 charge, 9 attack, 17, 3 damage. That's respectable damage value. Goes down to 7, and then 6 with 8 blades, 16 reflexes, and 2. But then 9, and then 10 with blades, 2 damage stealth. So Mike was telling me, with a figure like this, if you guys have watched his amazing tactics video on turtling, this would make a prime candidate for your bait. Basically, you have your whole team around this 40-point character in a spot where she's going to be starting her own little kill box. Okay, and they're like, well, I want that juicy morsel. I probably could kill her. She does have toughness, and she could be hindering to help her out. They go to shoot her. She ends up on her reflexes and blades and stealth. So now she's just hindering. She's hiding. They can't shoot her anymore. And they basically come out of their shell. You can now dominate whatever pieces tried to come after her. So not too bad. I could see her with something on her team. It's hard to build with this figure. I'm not sure what I would do with it. Animal keyword's great. We'll see what I can do with her.
All right, number 8, The Flash. Again, Teen Titans Speedster does not, he does not have the Teen Titans team ability, but he does have the PD team and JLA, so he's getting bonuses for his ranged friends and being able to move, not counting toward your action totals for the turn. Special trait, when the Flash is given a movement action, he may make a close attack during the move. So similar to hypersonic, but not hypersonic. Also can't be outwitted because it's not an actual power. He also ignores character bases for movement purposes. This is going to be my new, I'm driving this home for you guys. If you see ignore character bases, this figure is otherworldly powerful. Just the fact that, I move, it doesn't count toward my action total for the turn, and during that move, I can hit you. You basically get a free attack every turn.
Yep.
With positioning.
And or tokens on him.
Not to mention he's got Perplex and Precision Strike, top dial for his first 3 clicks, with an 18 defense with super senses, and then drops into combat reflexes and outwit for all of the 85 points. Between the two Flashes, it's really arguable which one of these is better. They both have their very specific use, and I could definitely see running them both on the same team at the same time.
Yep. The only hindering for that, the cool thing about that Flash is you can't be outwitted to do that. You can outwit his improved through characters right now, but with the new outwit, I'm pretty sure it no longer outwits abilities.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can only outwit standard powers.
Yep.
With the new rules.
So that will be good for him.
He's going to be just amazing for 85 points of Flash.
All right, so we are up to number 9, right? The first rare of the set, guys. This is Raven, Teen Titans Mystical. She has Titans together. Oh, this is the Rachel Roth Raven, by the way. Titans together, and then her movement power she has on her first and third clicks, as you see there, is called teleportation. Give Raven a power action and choose an adjacent friendly character with the mystical keyword, up to 2 adjacent friendly characters with the Teen Titans keyword. Place Raven in a square within 6 squares in line of fire, and place the chosen characters adjacent to her. The best part about this power, and before I get into it, there is a miswording. You may have caught me.
Possible miswording.
There's not a and or comma missing in that. Right?
Oh, there is one missing.
Yeah.
It wasn't put in there, so it does make that power very misleading as far as to what it sounds like it can do.
Or the intent might have been.
I personally predict that the errata on that's going to come back and that it's going to be one or the other, just because that seems more balanced. But the quickest fix would just be to throw an and/or in there and let her do it all for what she's got.
And she is 40 points, 6 range, Teen Titans team ability. Now, this carry is not a carry. This is a full-on teleport bubble. You basically get to carry herself and some other person. I keep using that word. You get to place her and other persons adjacent to her 6 squares away from where she was, which is more than her speed of 5 you guys see on the board there. So it's an upgrade to herself. And then those characters can take actions
Yeah.
because it's not a carry.
Limited to Mystical and Teen Titans, but even just the Flashes or, Jakeem Thunder.
Mystical.
Mystical, just, hey, look, I suddenly have an 8 movement Jakeem who doesn't need to pick a move and attack power to come get you. Yeah.
Or, bring up Felix Faust up more squares and get him to that 7 square just shut you down.
Yeah,
for 40 points.
That's disgusting.
And she has Prob on her first, and then support on her middle 2 with Pensai, and then she has 16 regen on her last click with more Prob control to help bring her back, which you can't Prob after new rules. But hey, guaranteed 1 back.
That's right. Half of a D6.
So guys, Teen Titans team, I highly recommend her. Any of the old Nightwings, Robins, there's tons of Flashes now you can play them with, so just a good option there.
Next, Steve Trevor, number 10. Pilot Soldier, real name, Steve Trevor.
Go figure.
Trait, friend of the Amazons. An Amazon theme team may include Steve Trevor and still be considered a theme team. So either this guy is the biggest player in the entire world, or he is not so manly as we might think he might be.
Those Amazonian pedicures, though.
They're the best. Defensive power is hold dial, military training. When Steve Trevor is attacked by a lower point character, he may modify his defense value by +1. When he's attacked by a higher point character, he can use toughness. He has 65 points, so with the direction the game is going, lower point values, you do have a very strong possibility of that activating either side of that. You may get +1 for your lower value characters attacking you, or you get toughness when those higher value. Let's see here. A lower point character, a higher point character. So if he gets attacked by somebody who's exactly 65 points, he gets neither.
Yep. It's got to be either
got that weak spot
Which
there.
is why he's probably 65. There's very few figures I've seen that are that point value, to be honest.
Maybe. He does start with running shot and leadership, which is always nice. 6 range. Goes into stealth. Oh, I forgot to mention the energy explosion. Energy explosion is going to be so much better now for these one target figures. Then goes into Pensai with perplex, and then back to running shot and finishes out with energy explosion. For 65 points for being what I would deem, something of a generic, this is our non-superhero heroes, this guy holds his weight for 65 points. He's definitely a support piece. He's no slouch. He's not going to sit in this corner and be scared. He can do his running shot, his energy explosion, provide leadership, takes a hit, he's dishing out perplexes and throwing around Pensai while hiding in the shadows. I mean, pretty amazing, if you ask me.
He's not too bad. I'm pretty sure they used General Lane's sculpt for that one.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. But actually, almost looking at the sculpt, it almost looks like they took General Lane's outfit and put Captain Stacy's head in there.
Oh, because of the blonde.
The blonde in the face.
I could see that. All right. Next up, we have Etta Candy. Number 11 in the set. She has soldier keyword. For those soldier teams out there, guys. She has Friend of the Amazons as well. Her damage power for the first 2 looks of her dial, only 20 points, 3 clicks. Etta Candy can use probability control, but only when she's using to a friendly character of 100 points or more, or named Wonder Woman, or named Steve Trevor. So this figure is a 20 point item you have to play usually with those 2 characters to be most effective. But if you do have a 100 point person who can fly and you want to carry around a prob control, you have that option. Aside from that, very low value. She seems very human-esque. Getting that reflexes later, and that all of a sudden just gets close combat expert. I think for dial for 1 damage.
Somebody tried to take the last cookie. It's on.
Oh. And that's Etta. All right. What is the hobby chase of the set?
Hobby chase for the set. Number 15, Donna Troy. Amazon Teen Titans, real name Donna Troy. She does have the Amazon Sisterhood trait, as all the others previously, handing out those Amazonian tokens and giving her super senses. She does also have the Titans Together trait, which means that if another Titan is healed, she gets a +1 to her attack. And then another trait, so she's got 3 traits. Give Donna Troy a free action to move an Amazonian token from one friendly character to a different friendly character with the Amazon keyword, Both characters must be within Donna Troy's line of fire. So if you have a character that succeeded with an attack, but somebody else needs those defensive capabilities that are being handed out, you can just say, I'm taking your Amazon token and putting it over there as a free action. Just passing those around. She also gets a defensive power on her first 3 clicks, Sisters Unite. She can use toughness, and friendly characters within 1 square, which technically means adjacency, but when they say within 1 square, that means a wall can be in between you as well.
Or up elevation or whatever.
Have an Amazonian token can use willpower. When they do, remove an Amazonian token from their card. So she's handing out willpower. She starts with Flurry, goes into combat, close combat expert, drops into sidestep, which is, again, good to see the close combat expert because you can sidestep over 2 and then punch really hard, and then finishes out with just willpower and loses that special defense power, but all for only 45 points for a chase.
Dang.
3 traits and a special defense power for 45 points. You know, if I'm really focused on those Amazons or even Teen Titans, definitely a great add to the team.
And that dial, man, I like Flurry 10-3. That's totally fine for 45 points, 18 defense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have found this useful review for the Wonder Woman Gravity Feed hobby sets, where we apologize we haven't been able to get a hold of mass market exclusives. If we do, we may do a side video or just review them in the comments. If you guys have a hold of them and you want to leave a review in the comments for other people to read, we strongly encourage that. We appreciate all the support. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember,
strike first
and strike hard.